G'day, this is Chrissy here, the artist from Art. Thanks for joining me, and today's painting demonstration is a follow-up of my last video where I talked about my palette for pan pastels and skin tones, and this is a small portion of a painting where I can actually talk about how I put down those colours. The colours that I'm using in this section here are Red Iron Oxide Extra Dark, Red Iron Oxide Shade, Burnt Sienna, Diarylide Yellow Tint, hope I'm saying that right, and Burnt Sienna Tint. I've started with the eye only because it just helps me with, when it comes to portraits and faces, it just helps me with the flow of the painting. And the tools that I'll be using in this section here is a mini applicator and an applicator with a replaceable head. The sponge on these applicators are dense and soft, if you know what I mean. And what it does, it's great for, these are specifically made for these pan pastels. It picks up the pigment very well and paints very well when you and filling in the tooth. And of course, as you can see with this little mini applicator, I'm actually getting into the nooks and crannies, which are really good. And this is the darkest I'll probably go with this one here, and it's Red Iron Oxide Extra Dark. Applying light to medium pressure, not very hard at all. And of course, and the other media that I'll be using would be coloured pencil, Polychromos and Caran d'Ache's Pablo, and pastel pencils for the details, which are really cool. And here I'm just outlining the darkest parts of this portion here with my mini applicator. The paper that I'm not quite sure if I mentioned, I'm using Pastel Matte, which is one of my favourite papers. There's quite a few papers which I enjoy using, but this one is the flavour of the month, definitely. When I say flavour of the month, I've actually been painting this with this particular paper for probably about a year now, and have been practicing and testing, and find that this is really, really good. I would recommend this particular paper. What I'm doing here now is placing the pigment on the paper, and I'm also blending on the paper. And I've got a little bit of paper on the side where if I haven't got quite the colour that I'm looking for, I can blend colours within my skin tone palette. And this particular colour that I'm using here is Diarylide Yellow Tint. And, was I using maybe Burnt Sienna Tint there? No, Burnt Sienna Tint, I'm sorry. And I've also got a paper towel beside me so I can wipe any excess pastel if I'm changing colours and I don't contaminate my other pastels. What I'd really like, I'd love to hear from you and from you guys. Maybe you guys have got a different way of applying pastels or pan pastels on paper. You know, here is it's a community of sharing here. So, and now I've just replaced. Now I'll be using Red Iron Oxide shade here. and blending, you see. Terrific for blending. Of course, at the moment, it's actually going on a little bit blotchy. Endless layers will be going. I wouldn't be able to count how many layers I'll put on here, but quite a few layers. And you get it, you do it until you get it, until you're happy with how it looks. Sound like I've been rambling on and on and on. I do apologise if I have, but I probably won't go on for too much longer. But I just wanted to also again thank you for checking this out, and if you wanted to check out some more of my videos, I'd be happy for you to subscribe and maybe give a thumbs up, and maybe you can comment below, and I'd love to hear what you're doing and some of your tips and tricks. I'm sure there's heaps of them, and I might just let you guys just view this until the end. Again, thumbs up, subscribe, and until the next time.